Buckle up, buttercups, because we're diving headfirst into a cinematic roller coaster. We kick things off with Maggie, M's, emotions on wheels, hitting the highway for her dad's digs. Turns out, her pop lives in the boonies, and his house? Let's just say, organized chaos, is putting it mildly. Someone's tagged the place with ACIDMAN in bright yellow. Inside, Dad, Lloyd, is all, what's the fuss? Yellow's his safe color, apparently, and the kitchen walls are rocking the look. Maggie's clearly not thrilled with her welcome to the family homestead. A stroll with the dog reveals a sentimental tree planted in happier times, but then bam, Lloyd's off in his own world, leaving Maggie swimming in awkward silence. Hold on to your hats, folks. It's about to get weird. So, our man Lloyd's been acting stranger than usual, staring blankly like he's lost his keys to reality and Maggie's onto him. Then, boom, his room's a techno rave meets mad scientist lab. Flashing lights, crazy sounds, the works. But then, he grabs Migo who's snoring and says, walkies. Yeah, right, Maggie smells a rat, a very technological rat. Fast forward, a creepy car ride with Lloyd's intentional harmonic distortion, random objects create the sounds. Then we're at a mountaintop, camera, microscope, the whole 9 yards. Lloyd hands Maggie binoculars. Bam! 3 mysterious blinking lights. Infrared on the camera. What in the world is Lloyd doing? System. Maggie confirms their presence and hesitantly asks what they are. Lloyd confidently identifies them as UFOs, explaining that they are trying to make contact and insisting on signaling back. Speechless, Maggie watches as her father interacts passionately with the mysterious lights. The next morning on their way back home, Lloyd reveals that the UFOs first contacted him 3 years ago. He claims they've been sending him geometric patterns ever since, and he believes it would be rude not to respond. Lloyd feels they chose him because they knew he was listening. Maggie says nothing but later examines Lloyd's tapes which document his encounters and research into the strange phenomena. Later that day they go fishing and Maggie opens up about her life. She shares that she married a man named Ben in a simple ceremony. Although she tries to recount her story without making Lloyd feel left out, he appears saddened. He jokingly asks if Ben knows how to use a chainsaw, calling it a vital skill. Maggie laughs, but when Lloyd tries to, alright, buckle up buttercups. Things are about to get wild. Maggie rolls in, all sunshine and unsolicited advice, which Lloyd greets with the grace of a porcupine in a balloon factory. Cue the awkward tension. Lloyd, bless his quirky heart, whips out Mr. Bobby Socks, their ancient family game, hoping to diffuse the situation with a giggle. Instead, bam, emotional explosion. Maggie unleashes her worries about Lloyd's interesting lifestyle, UFOs, anyone, his hermiting ways, and overall well-being. Frustrated and maybe a little probed himself, Lloyd ditches the sock puppet show and suggests milkshakes, because priorities. Back at Casa the Weird, Maggie attempts a home makeover, covering up the acid man graffiti, local artistry at its finest, mocking Lloyd's eccentricities. Lloyd freaks, demanding the real reason for her visit. Maggie spills the beans. She's worried sick, lost her job, and took a huge leap of faith to see him. Lloyd, ever the master of misinterpretation, calls BS, hammering on about honesty and never, ever lying to him or Migo. Finally, Maggie, defeated, retreats to the yard, phone in hand, desperately trying to connect with her husband. Talk about a family reunion gone sideways. Then after leaving a voicemail she plays with Migo in the woods while running with the dog. She loses sight of him and ventures deeper into the forest to look for him. Spotting a man in the distance, she tries asking if he's seen a dog, but the man doesn't respond. Eventually she finds Migo by a nearby river and relieved embraces him before returning to the house. That night Maggie finds Lloyd sitting in the back of his truck smoking a cigarette. She joins him and admits she always knew he smoked. Lloyd responds by recounting how his father used to warn him against smoking. After a moment of silence he begins talking about UFOs again, firmly believing they are real and mean no harm. He explains that the UFOs are simply waiting for humanity to catch up with their level of advancement. Maggie challenges his ideas, reminding him that he's an engineer, not a conspiracy theorist. The comment dampens the mood, but Lloyd doesn't take it personally. Instead, he presses Maggie to reveal why she's truly there. After some hesitation, Maggie admits she needed to get away from her job, from her life, and even from Ben. Though she loves Ben and believes he's a good man, she feels she needs time to think. Lloyd seems pleased by her honesty. Their conversation is interrupted when a group of teenagers in a truck starts mocking Lloyd, throwing eggs at the house. Lloyd quickly grabs his shotgun and Maggie panics, fearing he might shoot them. Instead, Lloyd fires into the air, scaring the teens away. Later that night, Lloyd suggests they go back to the mountaintop to spot the orbs again, calling it a lucky night. Maggie, exhausted, declines, saying she needs to rest. Lloyd, visibly upset, heads out alone. However, a while after, Maggie noticed he was still sitting in his truck, not going going anywhere. She approached him and asked what was wrong. Lloyd revealed that the truck wouldn't start. Maggie offered to drive him, but he snapped, saying he preferred to walk, and left her alone. Curious, Maggie went to Lloyd's room and discovered it was more of a control center with notes and diagrams covering the walls. She realized his obsession with UFOs was all-consuming and likely. Voice crackling with incredulous amusement. So, picture this. Lloyd, not feeling too hot after his all-night alien watch, bursts in. He's practically vibrating, desperate to show Maggie this shaky video of blinking lights. He's convinced it's Morse code from outer space. Maggie's thinking, honey, maybe lay off the coffee? Voice shifting to bewildered concern, but wait, it gets better. He drags her into the woods. And there it is, the Grand Communicator, aka a death trap of explosives and giant fireworks. Maggie's like, whoa, Nelly, I'm supportive, but this is insane. Lloyd flips. He's all, nobody believes in me. Voice dripping with sarcasm, his colleagues, his wife, even the in-laws. Shocking, right? Maggie, defeated, says she's out. Lloyd storms off for supplies, aka more fireworks, demanding she vamoose. Maggie texts Ben in distress. Suddenly, Migo comes staring out of the woods, injured. Maggie panicked when she realized the dog had been shot. She rushed to take Migo for help and came across Lloyd gathering supplies. Tearfully, she broke the news to him. Lloyd sat in the back seat with Migo as Maggie sped toward help at a crossroads. Lloyd suggested a shortcut, asking her to take a left. Despite her efforts to drive quickly, it was too late. Migo had already died. Lloyd asked her to pull over. He stepped out of the car, sat on a mountainside, and spent a final moment with his dog. Back at home, Maggie began digging a hole to bury Migo. Lloyd joined her as she broke down, emotionally venting her pain. She confessed that their family had been perfect until the day Lloyd told her and her brother that they were old enough to handle things on their own and left the family. She revealed how deeply hurt she was by his absence, a gap no one else could fill. Maggie also admitted she was like him, having left Ben without an explanation, making her a coward like her father. After her heartfelt confession, Maggie realized Lloyd had zoned out, missing everything. She said, disheartened, "Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get wild." Exploding head, Lloyd, jolted back to reality, ditches the shovel and storms into the woods, ready to rumble with Migo's shooters. He finds the hunters, accusations fly like fists, and bam! Collision. Lloyd takes a punch to the gut and is down for the count. Fast forward to that night, Maggie finds her dad snoozing on the couch, tucks him in all sweet-like, and then gazes at the stars like they're whispering cosmic secrets. Shooting star the next day, total role reversal. Maggie's all in, helping Lloyd build his UFO communicator, recording every step. Morse code, alien signals, she's a natural. Alien that evening, bombshell alert. Lloyd drops a truth bomb, hinting he knows about Maggie's confession. Zipper mouth face. Is this family ready for some intergalactic bonding or what? Surprised by her father's thoughtfulness, he added that whatever she decided to do with Ben or her life, she shouldn't throw it all away as he had done with his family. He then admitted he knew she was pregnant and assured her that she would be a great mother. Speechless, Maggie stood quietly taking it all in. Lloyd told her he knew she loved Ben and urged her not to run away from him. Then, with a sense of urgency, he told her to launch the fireworks. Maggie pressed the button and the fireworks lit up the night sky. The dazzling disc lasted for 5 minutes, filling the atmosphere and Maggie's heart with light. However, when the fireworks ended, nothing appeared in the sky. Lloyd had hoped the creatures would make contact, but nothing happened. Disappointed, he returned to the house. Maggie, on the other hand, stayed outside, happy for just that brief magical moment. The next day, Maggie got up and began cleaning the house. She tidied the kitchen and removed some yellowed notes from the wall to make her father feel better. Later, she visited him in his room where he was working on yet another way. Hold on to your hats, folks. So, our main man Lloyd still hasn't given up on contacting those intergalactic pals. This time Maggie's actually listening, even marking July in her calendar. Talk about a supportive daughter. But oh, Lloyd's signal sequences get a little mixed up. Maggie realizes it's not just quirky, it's forgetfulness setting in. Awkward, a silent exit, a tender goodbye kiss, and bam, Lloyd's in tears. Cue the waterworks. Maggie hits the road, flashback city. Remember that beach trip and basketball chat? Sniff. It's getting dusty in here.